Welcome, I'm Hal Ming with the Center for Food Preservation Arts, and this is a how-to video produced by the EnviroHouse. Today we're going to be looking at how easy it is to put together shelf-stable emergency meals with dehydrated food that the majority of it is dehydration that you've done yourself. So let's start, like the day starts with a good breakfast. So certainly there'll be other things that will go with this, but the basis for a good breakfast is something that's rich in carbohydrates and additional protein and minerals. And so we're going to go and start, and everything's been pre-measured. There are links in the comments section so that you can go and see the full recipes, because there's like 20 variations of other ingredients you can put in here. But the basic start is with rolled oats, a high quality powdered milk. Then we mixed it together, brown sugar and cinnamon. You can also use any kind of other sweetener like xylitol. You don't want to use anything that has liquids in it though. You don't want to use honey unless you have mixed your oats with it and dehydrate the honey into the oats. And then oat bran and chia seeds mixed together. So that kicks up the proteins. And I like to go ahead and just mix it together. I really got too big a container for this demonstration, but this is one average serving. The recipe on the site says how you can double it or triple it. And so then these are some plum pieces from plums that I dehydrated. And I usually like to leave the sweetener and the fruit out until I've tasted it. But then I also like my fruit to be chewy. If you do it that way, it's going to be chewy as opposed to have softened up. And basically, if you're out camping, you soak the whole thing for about 2 minutes. You cook it for about 2 minutes, and then you let it soak a little bit longer for another minute or two. And it's ready to go. The second meal of the day is going to be a vegetable bean noodle soup. So we're starting with just ramen noodles. And there's nothing wrong with the noodles themselves. It's the little flavoring packets that you buy with them that have a lot of chemical additives. So you don't use those. And then this is a basis for all vegetable bean soups. It's carrots, garbanzo beans, black beans, leeks, and onions that I've dehydrated myself. Oh, and some green peas. And a little extra onion. Red peppers that I've dehydrated. And then sun-dried tomato slices. And basically everything in here are things that I dehydrated myself. And so you see it's a nice colorful mixture. This one, once again, there's a step-by-step procedure where you soak it in warm water for a few minutes, then you cook it for a few minutes, and then you let it sit for like 5 minutes. And you may need to reheat it after that. But all those instructions are in the link. Now, to flavor this, you have choices. You can use small bouillon cubes, but those usually have a lot of salt in them. Or you can get some powdered bouillon without extra sodium, or you can get vegetable bouillon and use that. Then the last one is a special one where I get to show off a couple of things. It's macaroni and cheese with meat and in a tangy cheese sauce. So we start off with macaroni. It's just the same kind. You want smaller pieces of macaroni so that it cooks up evenly with everything else. So you soak that first for a little bit. It's all in the instructions. And then you go ahead and add, this is freeze-dried sausage bits. Now, as I've mentioned in other videos and at other times, dairy and meat and cheese are all things that it's really difficult to dehydrate at home safely. So it's worth it to buy those. So we assume that's already been soaked. We throw in the meat. We throw in some more onions, then dehydrated mushrooms. And then this is one of my favorite things. In fact, this morning I just made some more of. You've heard of fruit leathers. You can also make vegetable leathers for flavoring. This is a tomato leather. It's pureed tomatoes, and it's very crispy. And you put quite a bit of it in. But then that will dissolve and make a tomato sauce. Now, once this is mostly cooked, you have powdered milk and a cheddar cheese powder. And those would go in. And without the liquid, it's not going to look quite as nice. But when I take this home tonight and cook it, I've never done this before with them out of order, so I'll let you know somewhere. I'll put it in the comments section eventually and let you know how it comes out. And then the last thing to mention is it's always good, I try to leave the salt and pepper up to the individuals. So have small containers. You can even, if you can get a hold of them like in the restaurants, which they're using back again a lot, individual salt and pepper, but you want to seal them up in a bag or even vacuum pack them. And then of course, trail mix, snack mixes. So one of the things that I like to have with me or have on hand are dates, unsulfured, partially dehydrated dates. And these could be sealed in a vacuum pack also. They're very high in minerals. They're also really high in carbohydrates. But then, of course, there's trail mixes. And one of our links takes you to, I think it's 7 different trail mixes, which are very unusual ones. Like this one, they call a wasabi mix, which has wasabi peas, but it also has your cashews, sunflower seeds, but low sugar cranberries to add that tartness as well as the spiciness. And then of course you can also get some dark chocolate bars, and I make sure that they're in a baggie or vacuum packed because heat may get to them. And other dried fruits like apples, pears, things like that. So that's showing you how easy it can be. The Center for Food Preservation Arts will be producing a series of videos that go in depth into all the different techniques for preparing, dehydrating, and reconstituting these different kinds of foods that you can get from your own garden or things commercially. So if you like this video, please show it and like us, and come back and look for more videos in the series of how to with the EnviroHouse.